Hi, in this presentation we will talk about Wells Fargo's ethics and corporate social responsibility. We will explain the scandal and some recommendations we believe could have prevented the scandal. This presentation is presented by Gunnar Clopton, Roy Duvall, Shay Fournier, and Christina McCaskill. Table of Contents. Company Overview. Ethics and Corporate Social Responsibility, the Wells Fargo Scandal, how to improve social responsiveness with the accommodative strategy, how to improve the selection process, how to improve ethics and motivation, and how to improve ethical climate.
Wells Fargo is the third largest bank company in the United States by total assets. Wells Fargo is a diverse, community-based financial services company. They have more than 7,200 locations with offices in 31 territories and countries to support their customers. Wells Fargo is a full-service financial institution that offers many services where you can make business deposits, get cash, purchase money orders, and much more with their helpful customer service. Wells Fargo was founded in 1852 in San Francisco, California, by Henry Wells and William G. Fargo. Wells Fargo is led by President and CEO Charles W. Schwab.
One of our research concepts is ethics and corporate social responsibility. Ethics is moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. Social responsibility is a form of private business that aims to contribute to societal goals. These elements are important to long-term success in a business. A Wells Fargo team member defines ethics and said, "We expect team members to adhere to the highest possible standards of ethics and business conduct with customers, team members, vendors, stockholders, and the communities it serves. The company can encounter social responsibility issues when they address global issues, economic issues, and environmental challenges."
In September 2016, Wells Fargo had to pay $185 million in fines for creating over 2 million unauthorized customer accounts. They created fake checking accounts and credit card accounts for existing customers without their consent. The bank also charged customers at minimum $1.5 million in overdraft fees for these fraudulent accounts. On average, a person has 2 to 3 accounts. Wells Fargo, on the other hand, was doubling that with 6 to 8 accounts. This was all due to cross-selling expectations by supervisors. Cross-selling refers to selling a different product or service to an existing customer. This scandal resulted in the resignation of Wells Fargo CEO John Stumpf.
How did Wells Fargo get away with this scandal for so long? Wells Fargo hid important information within the fine print of every contract that their customers signed. Within the fine print, Wells Fargo prohibited customers from suing the bank in court. Customers could only seek damages in private arbitrations on an individual basis. There's a disincentive to proceed in arbitration where claims are decided by a private firm handpicked and paid by the corporation rather than a judge or jury. Another reason the scandal went on for so long is due to upper management and executive level employees' inaction. These employees watched as fraud was being committed but ignored it to be able to receive million-dollar bonuses. We believe that Wells Fargo should use the accommodative strategy in their everyday business practices. The accommodative strategy is a social responsiveness strategy in which a company accepts social responsibility for a problem and does all that society expects to solve that problem. Wells Fargo took responsibility for the scandal and terminated the employees that committed these infractions. Wells Fargo changed its policies and procedures to ensure that this scandal would not take place again. Wells Fargo's management team and board have changed dramatically. The new administration is implementing new incentives and risk management protocol across the banking. Wells Fargo is working on amending internal risk and control structures to restore its reputation with customers, investors, and other state shareholders.
One of our recommendations is how to improve the selection process. We believe there are better ways to go about the selection process. Integrity test is a recommendation to improve this process. This would help the management determine which hires are likely to engage in unproductive or risky actions on the job. This process is important because it can help increase the overall performance of an organization. One test is overt integrity test. This would allow the management to measure corrupt and underhand behavior in the selection process. Another test is personality-based test. This test is set up to assess the tendency to be honest and dependable within the company.
During the course of the scandal, Wells Fargo fired over 5,300 employees due to shady sales practices. This could have been prevented by rewarding employees with good behavior and also good sales practices. We chose two different ways to improve ethics with motivation, the first being the reinforcement theory. The reinforcement theory is the theory that behaviors followed by positive consequences will occur more frequently. The second being scheduled reinforcement. Scheduled reinforcement are rules that specify which behaviors will be reinforced, which consequences will follow those behaviors, and the schedule by which those consequences will be delivered. And these are just a few ways that you can improve ethics with motivation.
How to improve ethical climate. Ethical climate can be defined as enhancing the law by outlining acceptable behaviors beyond government control. Corporations establish business ethics to promote integrity among their employees and gain trust from key stakeholders, such as investors and consumers. One way to create a healthy and productive ethical climate is to set realistic goals that are achievable for employees, reward ethical behavior, and reinforce benefits of following the code. Wells Fargo created an unhealthy culture by forcing employees to meet unrealistic quotas and then pushing them if it wasn't met. Employees were motivated to create new fraudulent accounts by fear, money, and negative punishment.